Hi garden friends, I'm Laura. This is Baker Homestead. It is June, but that does not mean that it is time to give up planting seeds. You can keep planting seeds pretty much year round and keep the garden going. So this is the way that I have found to have the most success with gardening, is to just keep planting seeds. Just because something didn't work out doesn't mean to completely give up and just wait till next year. There is still plenty of time. In fact, as you can see, I'm in a sweatshirt. It is not warm here in Washington, but it's summer vacation from schools. It seems like it should be summer hot weather. It seems like it is everywhere else except for here. But that's kind of how it is. We joke about summer starts July 5th because it happens all the time that it's cold and cloudy on the 4th of July with everyone doing their cookouts, and then July 5th comes around and then we got 80-degree weather. So I just keep planting. That way if something dies or isn't looking good, I have something ready to go. I don't have to then start something and try to fill in the gap. And it keeps my harvest going. So even though like my cucumbers are just starting to grow up their trellis and they have flowers on, and hopefully soon I'll be eating some cucumbers because that's one of my favorite vegetables out of the garden, I will be planting more today. And they just don't tend to last the full season. They get powdery mildew, or they just don't look good, and the cucumbers that start producing kind of get weird shaped. And I know that's a lot to do with my watering and how dry it is here, but they do better when I just kind of start over. So that's what I'm doing. Even though they're little plants, I am starting over already. And also the same thing with my lettuces. It doesn't get crazy hot here, so I'm able to grow lettuce pretty much, most of the year if I really try. I might have to do some things like keeping it warmer or starting it inside, or, but pretty much I can grow some kind of lettuce type vegetable most of the year. And I usually start them just direct seed them, but I just have not found time to spend in the garden as much this year as I would like to and as I normally do. So I have not been very good about watering. So this year I'm starting them indoors just so that they'll germinate. I'm not trying to grow them out in here. I just want to get them started. It's easier to keep it moist in here than it is to go water the garden every day. And then I'll put them out once they're little seedlings. I will soon be, I'm not starting them today, but I've picked them out, some of my fall vegetables. So I will be growing, well, let's just go through the seeds I'm going to grow. So first I'll start with the summer varieties that I am going to grow. I actually do not need any more zucchini type, but this is one of my favorites. This Costata Romanesca. Honestly, it's the best tasting zucchini variety that I have found. And as you will see, I am not big on a certain brand of seeds. I just make sure I get the varieties I like, or I try new varieties and I try from different companies. I think more than anything, whatever is available and whatever's in your price range seems to work. I do not have better germination with one company versus another. Sometimes I get free seeds. Those are the only ones that I don't always have good germination with, but that's just because I imagine that they are not kept in ideal temperature regulated type of a setting. So this one is this one's a strange one for me to be planting right now because I don't know where I'm going to put it, but I will find space because I love this variety. Then I have this green apple cucumber. It is delicious. If you've had a lemon cucumber, I would consider this very similar to the lemon cucumber, but it is, I think it tastes better. But it's round like the lemon cucumber. I just like this one better. And this one, I did grow last year, and I think I remember it being really good, but I don't remember it enough, so I'm trying it again. So we've got the Bait Alpha cucumber. This one is supposed to be self-pollinating, could be grown in a hoop house or high tunnel with, you know, less bugs to pollinate it for. I will try that actually in my hoop house this year to find out if that is true. I mean, if it doesn't work out, it's one plant when I have several other cucumbers, so I'm not too worried about it. And then this one I've never grown before. This is the Early Fortune cucumber. In the wintertime, I just browse websites and I read all the descriptions and I read what people say about them. And I don't remember exactly why I picked this one, but it must have caught my eye for some reason, whether it was a comment by someone else or it was the description, but I'm trying this one for the first time. Then I've got kind of lettuce type varieties that I'll be putting in. This one is actually not a lettuce type, but I'm putting it in here because I will be starting it now. And this is a Brussels sprout. This one is a hybrid Dagen or something like that, F1. It is from Johnny's Seeds. I have not grown this variety before. I struggle with Brussels sprouts. If I grow them in the spring, all I get is leaves and I never get any sprouts. And if I grow them in the fall, I usually start them too late and then they just stop producing. I only get some little tiny ones. So I'm going to start them today and hope that this is the right time. So this is earlier than I normally start them for the fall and later than I start them for the spring. So maybe this is the magic time. So trying again, trying with a new variety also. Maybe it was the variety that I had picked, or maybe it was just when I planted them. But we are trying again. I don't give up on gardening. I know there's going to be failures, and something that works this year may not work next year, and that's okay. That's just how it goes. That's why I plant so many different varieties and at so many different times, because it's the best way to get success. My garden may look great and look full of food, but I have plenty of failures at the same time. And then this one, I believe I grew this last year and it did well, but that's kind of the problem with how I garden. A lot of times I don't label things. I just try to remember it and I never do remember what I planted. But this is a Celtis or stem lettuce, Zingtai 16. This one's from Adaptive Seeds. So stem lettuces are meant to grow better in warmer weather, so I don't have to worry that it's summertime. So I'm going to start some of these and get them going so they can replace some of my other lettuces or greens that have bolted and whatnot. This says Sustainable Seed Company. I don't think that's what the website calls it. I don't remember where I got these exactly. But this, I'm gonna do some more spinach. Spinach is one of those things I keep planting and I don't usually get a very good harvest. It bolts all the time. I try direct seeding it. I try starting it inside. I'm not going to give up. I may stop buying spinach seeds and then when I run out, then I'll give up. But I love spinach. We eat so many greens and salads that I want to be able to grow it, even though it's cheap to buy, but we'll see. I will try this one again. It will probably bolt and I'll only get like one salad worth, but that's okay. Then I've got mustard, old fashioned. I like mustard greens in salads. We don't cook a lot of greens. Occasionally I'll chop it up in a soup. I mean, it's not really soup season, so I won't be doing that. But we pretty much just eat salads, and we like salads. That's where a good portion, if we have vegetables, a lot of times it goes in the salad. It doesn't matter what it is, chop it up, put it in the salad. Maybe that's why I like salads so much, but we eat them for lunch and dinner most days. And when you have so many different toppings to put on it, all these other chopped vegetables, that's not boring. Lots of different salad dressings, lots of different toppings. It's the easiest way to get vegetables in. And then I've got this lettuce, green ice. This is just, a standard dark green leaf lettuce. This one's from Burpee, along with this mesclun mix. This one has black-seeded Simpson. That's a great variety. Lolo Rosa, don't know what that is. Red salad bowl, must be a red lettuce. Radicchio, arugula, endive, mustard, all mixed in. So we'll see what ones actually sprout or what ends up in growing. But we'll grow all of these. We'll plant all of these today. In just a couple weeks, they'll go out into the garden. They're not going to last inside very long. I also have picked out some herbs that I would like to get started. I am in the process of moving some herbs, and I just want to expand how many I have. I don't know why I don't have these out in the garden right now, because I absolutely love it, but I've got some slow bolt cilantro. I think I have another. Oh, I thought I had more cilantro out here, but I've got so many different brands, different places, different types of cilantro. I feel like they all do the same, but maybe that's just me. But I will be planting some cilantro. I've got some chives. Oh yeah, here's some more cilantro. And then I've got some lemon balm. This is mandarina. I actually started these last year, and they smelled so good, and I was so excited for them. And then I just never got around to planting them. So eventually, my neglect, they died inside of their seed starting. So I had to buy new seeds again, but they smelled so good. So I'm excited to try it again. And then just some more thyme. I've got thyme in the garden, but I love it. Even if it's just to walk by and rub it and smell it, it's one of my favorite herbs in the garden. Which I also have this other thyme, Orangello. I haven't tried this one yet, but I like lemon thyme, so I'm guessing orange thyme is just as wonderful. And then I've picked out my seeds that I will start probably in about a month from now. It's just a little too early for some of these fall plants, but I've got red acre cabbage, so just a standard red cabbage. I've got some kohlrabi. My family doesn't really like it, but I enjoy the flavor. It's kind of like a broccoli stem is, I think, the best way I can describe it. So if you like broccoli, I think you'd like that. But for some reason, maybe because it's got a weird name, my family tried it once and didn't like it. Then I've got the early Jersey Wakefield cabbage. Another red cabbage. This one has a very low germination rate. It says it's 61%, so it is like a really full bag. So I'll just sprinkle a whole lot in there when I actually go to plant them. I've got some winter choy. This is the Chinese yellow heart winter choy. I grew it last year. It was beautiful. It tasted good. And I neglected it, and it did well. So I will be definitely growing that again. And then purple sprouting broccoli. I have not grown this before. Well, I tried to last year, but I started it too late, so it just never did anything. But I'm going to start it in about a month so that it can get to a decent size before the winter hits. And then in the spring, I should be able to harvest them. And then this is just a normal broccoli that we'll eat this year. This is Bell Star. I'm growing it right now. It is really close to harvest time, and they're looking great. I'm pretty excited about it. And so I will grow them again in the fall. But the best thing about broccoli is it really does last a while, at least in my climate. When the main head is ready, you cut it, but you don't cut the whole plant out, and it will give you side shoots. So since I have seven broccoli plants out there, with the side shoots, I'll still get a decent harvest from those 7 at the same time. Then I've got another, this is a Chinese cabbage, Golden Beauty. I have not grown it before, but I like Chinese cabbage, so I will try that. This one, I think, is just me being crazy. I definitely don't have a need for a cabbage that big, nor do I think I will get one that will grow that big, because I'll probably do it in some kind of container. But it's a new variety. I'll try it. I've got another cabbage. This is the Charleston Wakefield cabbage. I'll probably just grow 1 or 2 of each of these cabbages, and then we'll see what happens. I'm glad I just went through these before planting everything, because I see that I have 2 more cucumbers that I had picked out that I was going to plant. So I've got the Marketmore 76. This is a delicious cucumber. I love this one. It's pretty much exactly what you would get from the grocery store, which I cannot go year round without having cucumbers. So I will be very excited when mine start producing and I don't have to keep buying them from the store, because I love cucumbers. They go on a salad. I like to put vinegar on them. I like to eat them by themselves as like sticks. But we eat a lot of cucumbers year round. If only I could get them to grow year round. It's just not warm enough. So when I can, I grow massive amounts. And then here's another one, straight 8 cucumber. So I will be planting all of these. And then in a few weeks, I will be finding places for them wherever that will be. So today, to get planting, I'll first talk about how I label all my containers. So as you can see, these are the little, there's six per. I've got them in a bunch of different colors. So I'm able to do these trays, and I usually do them in different orders of colors. Just so if I flip them either direction, it doesn't matter. I'll be able to tell which tray is which. And I just label them. I make this little grid out of the paper. I just did the bottom there so you could see, but it just is color coded. So blue, there isn't blue at the top's green. So that way I know when I flip it around which side goes where. And I will do Brussels sprouts in these 3. I'll do the Celtis in these 3, and I'll just have it all labeled. And then that way I don't have to label each container. I don't have to have little labels in all over the place. And this is what works for me. And then on these bigger containers, I do like cucumbers and squash and melons, things that don't really like to have their roots messed with very much. I start them in bigger containers. I think these are 4-inch pots. And I just use tape, and I label them. So this one, I'm going to put the Costata Romanesca zucchini in there. And that way, these will go directly out to the garden, and I can keep replacing little pots in here without having to do a whole new grid, where usually with these, everything's ready about the same time, or they get up potted and then those get labeled. So I don't have to worry about those getting mixed up. So also, my seed starting mix, I'm not using a seed starting mix. Today I just have coconut coir that I've rehydrated. This is not my favorite thing to start seeds in because it's very crumbly, and it's very easy for the seedlings, their roots to get damaged or half of it to break off when you're transferring it. I just have to remember to be extra delicate with them. I don't like things to go to waste. So since I probably have another 6 of these blocks. This is like a compressed brick of coconut coir. It'll probably last me through next season, maybe even into the season after that, for starting seeds. And it's just very gritty. It's not my favorite, but it works. So I just put it in this bowl, fill it with water, let it rehydrate it, and it works. And then I pack it in very tight because it's the best way to get the seedlings to grow. You don't want them to hit these air pockets. And then let it plant. Put lids on it. They'll sprout in a few days, and that'll be it. So I appreciate you joining me. I hope that you are still planting seeds and not giving up on your gardens yet. You can keep going. There's still more time. You don't have to give up. Keep trying. Thank you for watching. Bye.